Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to my live. Hope you are all well. Evening, Sue. I can see Shaz and Carol. Hello. How are you? Morning, Joan. She's in Australia. Just after 8:30. I was a little bit later this evening. Been juggling multiple dinners. Steve popped out to do some astronomy stuff, but it clouded over, so he came back home, and so I was just sort of juggling having my dinner, and then he was eating later. Afternoon, Terry. We've got to Sunday evening already. How did that happen? I feel like it was only Thursday evening 2 minutes ago. How are we at Sunday evening? I don't understand. Hey, Paul. So this evening I've got the Flower Fair stamp. This is my most favourite stamp. I love it at the minute. I have put a couple of posts out, and I've also sent a newsletter to those who come to my in-person class. So my next in-person class is on Saturday, the 7th of March, and that'll be closing tonight, like late tonight, as in first thing tomorrow morning. So if you'd like to grab a place at my in-person class, then that is closing. But also my Easter basket class, which is happening later in March. It's the 21st of March, but I am ordering things for my kits for the in-person at the same time as the online kits are being ordered. So that is also closing this evening. Out the corner of my eye, my lights in the other room are flickering, so it's really distracting. I'm just going to go and turn them off. I don't know what's going on with them or why they're doing it. But in the corner of my eye, they're just annoying me. So there we go. Right, what shall we be doing this evening? I have got Shock Horror Petunia Pop. This is a colour that is leaving us in end of April, but these I'm very jittery on my screen. I'm wondering if it's very jittery for you as well. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it will kind of catch up with itself, or let me know. Yes, the Petunia Pop is leaving us at the end of April, but the ink refills, the ink pads, things like that tend to sell out sooner because people know that it's going. So if you need an ink refill for your pad, then grab one sooner rather than later. What I would say is when you purchase a new ink pad, purchase your ink refill with it, and then you're not at risk of not being able to get it when these kind of colours then retire. Sylvia says, good morning, Emma. A bit cloudy here today, but we're promised a sunny day. Fingers crossed. The sun made a small appearance for us today. It was fleeting. It was maybe 5 minutes. But it did turn up. So, right, let me get on with some crafting. I've got my Stampin' Positioner out to play this evening. Let's do that. And I've got the stamp already on here. So this is the Flower Fair stamp. It's a large background stamp. And I've been seeing this technique or a number of places. Oh, I made that wet earlier. I was trying something else. I've been seeing this technique a number of places. I'm not sure how this is not. You'll see when I do it. This is not an outline stamp. Is not the most ideal stamp to do this technique with, but I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see what we come up with. So I'm going to put plenty of Petunia Pop ink onto this background stamp. And then I have got watercolor cardstock, and just want that. A little bit higher, a little bit across, a little bit that way. I think I'll just this. I was, as I say, I was playing around with the paper earlier, and do you know what? I'm going to just take that off for a minute because it's and get a new sheet, because I spritzed it with water to try something, and it's gone all warped, and it's causing the paper to jump up. Let's do that. That'll be fine. Push it up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. There. Right, I'm going to add some more ink. More ink, more ink. Then I've got some water in a spray bottle, hence why my positioner was all wet. So I'm going to wet this to make it all inky. And then I want this to kind of like blob a little bit. So that's good. I'm happy with that. That's worked out better than I could have hoped for, actually. So we'll let that dry while I clean up. And then, have you seen this technique going around? There was a tip shared from one of the artisans. I think it was Pamela who shared it. But basically you kind of blob your stamp in ink and can make it kind of wet and blotchy, and then you do the outline over the top. So I'm just giving that a clean up with my chamois, and then we will get the heat gun and dry this up. We need it to be really dry. We want this to be super, super dry. I do have some paper towel in here with me, so I don't really... You've got to be careful with lifting it with paper towel because it might lift too much of the colour off. We'll go gentle. I'll make sure this is, as I say, this has got to be really, really, really dry. I mean, that's quite pretty just as it is, isn't it? Do we like that? You can mix a few colours on your background and spritz them, or you could tap it into some ink. But that is pretty just as it is. So then, if we take our stamp, because I didn't anticipate that, thinking about where that was going to be lined up. I'll magnet on there. Go to that bit. Right, hopefully my head's not going to get in the way. Let's zoom in a little bit. And then we'll place this back over the top. Like that. Now, you could use Memento. I'm going to be brave. Hoping this is really, really dry. I should have done this on maybe should have done the powder before. You really want to make sure this is super dry. And we'll get our Versamark. Let's just check this is still lined up. If I jiggled that, I think that's still okay. So we're going to get our Versamark, and then we're going to go over that. And then go down with that. Hopefully that has done its job. Oh, Debbie's in Hawaii. Hello. Let's see what this has done. Now, black outline is quite tricky with embossing powders because they can be a little bit, leave a little bit of what's it behind, can't they? Residue. Well, I'm just slightly off the mark, but I don't mind it. It's not bad. So we've then got this, and then we'll heat that up. You can take a bit because it's quite a big stamp and my heat gun's not been on, but the black then is lovely and glossy. I was slightly misaligned, but as I say, I don't mind it. Pam says, interesting technique. It works well if you've got a two-step stamping, kind of like you've got the infill and then you've got the outline. You get more of a technique with it. I think I'm nearly there. Hi, Bex. It's a very big stamp to do. Yeah, I think we've got it. So we've got the black glossy and then the blob of the colour behind. So as I say, if you do it with something that is solid, you're going to get like a better technique with it. I've gone a line stamp with a line stamp, but you get the idea. And then we need to do something with it. I think we could maybe cut a couple of these flowers, not out of here, but we could stamp some flowers that'll fit on there. That'll be fine. Cut them out. Oh, hang on, it's in the way. Let's go again. This was quite a wet stamp when I finished. That's not bad actually. I'm a bit close up. Right, let's get our blend, shall we? We'll do petunia top and let's do light Honey apple. So we maybe want like this flower. Welcome to everyone joining. This is a great stamp set for colouring. It's a fun one. I participate in some blog challenges and different challenges and things like that, and obviously things have to be submitted a bit further ahead. And one of them coming up is to do with florals, and I was like, oh boy, that's not going to be a tricky one for me. But trying to pick which was my favourite floral, oh, that was hard. I went for some paper in the end. I decided to chop up some of the new lovely, the bright paper with the florals on it. I can't think what it's called, poetry something. So I didn't actually even stamp a flower in the end. I got my snips out and cut it out. I was happy doing that. So that'll be out at some point in March on my socials. Ooh. Okay. Definitely in my happy place when I'm colouring flowers. Creating with flowers and colouring with flowers. So next weekend is my fragrant layers class. So that is using this one. So kits have now closed for this, but if you would like some inspiration, then it's a double class. So next Friday night and Saturday evening, we've got 7:30 UK time till about 10 o'clock. It's about 10 o'clock. We run till half 9, 10 o'clock for the projects. There is 3 cards in the first class, and then there is 2 cards and a 3D item in the Saturday evening class. And I've used that particular bundle, doesn't have a paper that coordinates with it. It's just a standalone bundle. So I have paired it with the Mixed Patterns DSP. So in that is some yellows and some balmy blue and some old olive and strawberry slush. So, and Secret Sea. So there is sort of Secret Sea and balmy blue colours. There's a strawberry slush. There's a Daffodil Delight card. So it's a real mix of colours. So that is available for booking on my website. Sue says looking forward to that one. Me too. I'm looking forward to the 3D project. It's going to be a fun one. You're not going to want to miss it. So yeah, it's a good one. A bit different. And then, yeah, so I've got my Easter class after I get back from on stage. So it's the 21st of March. So the week of the 9th of March, I'm travelling to Germany to Cologne for On Stage, which is a demonstrator event, and we get to see the new upcoming catalogue and the new in colours for the next 2 years, and lots of other bits and bobs. But we travel out. I'm travelling out on the Monday, and the on-stage event doesn't start until the Thursday. So we have a bit of a girls and guys. There's some chaps coming as well, but there's mostly girls. But it's a bit of a holiday with friends beforehand. So we get to do all the sightseeing and stuff. So if anyone's got any top tips for Cologne, then let me know. The cathedral, there's a chocolate factory I think we'd looked up. We'll be going on a boat at some point, I'm sure, on the Rhine. wonder if I'm demoing this time. No, I am not. So, and quite honestly, the amount that I've got to squeeze in the next 2 weeks, I am very grateful. I can just go and have a holiday, go and relax. Chocolate Museum sounds perfect, doesn't it? Yes, I was very lucky where was I when I did a demonstration? At one of these events before. I can't remember where it was. We've been to a lot of these events. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I kept it as a secret, which we are asked to do. But yeah, demoing at an event is a lot of people on stage there, but it was fun. But no, this time I am not. Yes, exactly. I always enjoy my time over there, but yeah, there's no added pressure, and no added prep. Although I've signed up to do some swaps with some of the current and past artisan design team members. So they are a work in progress. My swaps for that are a work in progress, as in I'm thinking about them. I've started some little gifts for my team, and then I will do some general swaps as well. So yeah, as I say, it's a busy couple of weeks. I've got work in between that as well. So back to work tomorrow. I was off Friday. I always have Friday generally off. So I've squeezed quite a lot in this weekend. But back to work tomorrow. Busy couple of weeks. Looking forward to going away. When you book it, when you sort of plan to go away for these sorts of things, it feels like so far in the future. It always feels like such a long way off. And then before you know it, it's here. I think once Christmas comes around and you kind of get to the beginning part of the year, suddenly, yeah, it's here before we know it. It will be fun. Always lots of fun. I should have cut one out before. I was going to grab a circle or something. Oop. So okay, got some little flowers. We've got our background bits. Let's grab a circle. Could go square, but we might go circle. This has to be my most used die. The large circle from the Stylish Shapes has to be my most cut die in all of my collection. Do you have a die like that? I bet it's the basics, isn't it? The circles, squares, labels, things like that. But this circle is definitely have got my money's worth out of that. Just the circle alone in that set. It gets a lot of airtime. Okay. Grab my trimmer. The class for next weekend, Debbie, not yet. It will be coming. I need to just finish adding the photos to it because it got too dark today and I didn't get around to taking pictures. But it will be coming. Where are we at? 4. It's a bit blobby down there, so I might get rid of that and go. Let's get the top of that and so 7/8 of an inch, maybe nearly an inch. I think I'm going to go just under an inch. 1, 2, 3. So a bit like a designer paper, we can use this like now. So maybe some Petunia Pop two-tone is what I'm looking for. Two-tone paper. What embossing folder should we use? I haven't used the eyelets ones actually. Got this eyelet one's nice. So I grab two-tone paper is perfect for layering because it's a bit thinner, but it also has that white core. So if you don't have any of the two-tone, I still have available in my store on my online shop on my website a two-tone paper share. So if you want a little bit of all of the two-tone without having to buy every single pack or every single colour, you can do that. I have ended up, so I've got the darker side down and then I've got the lighter side up, and I am going to just take some sandpaper and just go around the edges. So that we've got the white edge. That eyelet one's been around for, it's maybe, I picked up a retired one, I'm hoping not. It's been around a while, I think. It's called Eyelets, Eyelet 3D. Let me just check, is it still in the store? Let's have a little look. Oh, keyboard's rattling. Eyelet. Yes, it is. £9.50. 163414. Eyelet embossing folder. There you go. Okay. These bits of paper too long. I think they might be. We'll just trim them down. So let me bring my trusty trimmer back in. Let's bring this in. We've got several not used. Check that it's not in there. You might have it. 12. Excuse me. Right. I've just made them 12.5 centimetres tall, just because we want to see the I want them wiggly, or I'm covering a lot of that up actually. I don't know if that circle's maybe too big. I might go for a smaller circle. I'm going to get a smaller circle out. Too big. Let me leave that one. So many bits of scrap paper on my desk. So I'm normally good at marking the catalogue. Yes. I love seeing when people do embossing folders on a key ring, so you can kind of see the texture, like when they do a piece of cardstock and put them all onto the they're all there. Do you think you might have it? You found the catalogue. You might have it. possible. I haven't used it very much. Right, I've got... I don't know if I want them straight or square. I quite like them straight. I wonder if we need a bit more colour on them. Let's do some splatters on them. Dark. Splatters on there. Right, let's glue this down. Or glue one. Tempted to go wonky with them. I'm going to go straight. When you see my post tomorrow, you'll recognise this layout, and I've cased it from one of the Global Design Project team members, Leah. Look out for the Global Design Project Challenge tomorrow, and you'll see this layout. I think ribbon is a great idea. I've got some of this. So although this is Petunia Pop, this ribbon is Berry Burst, and it's a new one. It's got a shimmer to it on one side. It's less sort of shimmery on that side. It's lovely, isn't it? So we could twist that around. Maybe have that under there. Or I have got some of this ribbon as well. Could do a bit of a double ribbon. Oh, thanks, Terry. Gotta love a bit of purple, haven't you? Bit of Petunia Pop. What's not to love? Let's do. Might put that way around actually. And then if I pin that on with, I like that tasseliness of it. I'll trim that down, or we could tie this around there into a bow. So that's the other option, is to kind of make that, and then we could have this around this top part here, which I quite like doing sometimes, which is then make that in there. Morning, Janine. Yeah, I can't take credit for the layout. You'll see why tomorrow. Check out the Global Design Project tomorrow. But I was inspired. I've been making a card for that earlier today, and so the layout was in my head. So that will sit there. But I think both looped. I think you're right, Sue. I think both being looped the other way. So I think I'm going to undo that. You've got to try these things, haven't you? Let's unloop that. Okay, so what we'll do is, to hold that in place, is we'll just take the tear and tape. And because it's then going to be hidden under here, we'll have that looped, and that looped there. Oh, there you are. Steve was kindly chopping some stuff for me. He's just come to ask for a pokey tool. Don't you love that he's asking for that? Got the techniques down. He's well trained. He's got the tool terminology on point. I'm here crafting with you, and he's there chopping some bits to go in kits. He'd gone out to some astronomy, and to be fair, it's gone cloudy. Yay for the clouds, because he's come back and he's able to chop a few bits out for me, which was very kind of him. Right, let me put some dimensionals. So had it not been cloudy and he'd been out, I might not have been here live. I might have been having to chop kit stuff, having to mangle things through myself to make sure that they go out in time tomorrow. So there we go. And when I finish the live, I will go and help. I'm not just leaving him to it. Let's do, I think, something like that, can't we? We can just put that on. I'll trim them down in a minute. I will trim them so that they are not sticking halfway out across the card. Oops, there. Do that. That would be nice. What I'll do is, if I put a dimensional on there, what we can then do is use a little glue dot or a little touch of glue. Not lose that bud there. We're just going to take a little touch of glue and pop it. Now we've got them in place, just under the stems, and then they will stay down. Hope I'm still with you. That's all right. I think I am. This weather is definitely not helping the Wi-Fi signal. There. And then we need a sentiment. So sentiment we have got will be a few. Sue says yes, all good. Good. What sentiment shall we do? So obviously this stamp set doesn't have a sentiment in it because it's just a background. One of the sentiment sets that I have been reaching for a lot, or that is nice to use, is banner sayings. And this comes with a triple banner punch, and it's got some sayings in here. So we could do just the happy birthday, or here's to you. Let's do that. Let's do here's to you. And I think we can go in a black ink for this one, just because we've got the black outline. So we've got a couple of options. We can have the banner that way, or we could have the double-ended banner. Which is that one. Got those as spares. Just pop them out to one side. I'm thinking this one, because we can just tuck that there maybe, or we have the double one, which kind of comes out with the, I think just the single actually will be, have the straight edge there and have the banner coming out with the You could do the same with this one and just chop it off, couldn't you? But as the punch has done the work for us, let me a little bit of dimensional. Here's to you. And give that a little curl up. Kind of got that then coming from there. And then, oh, got a thumbs up. I didn't mean to do that. Always the way. Right, we want some sparkles, some... Ooh, I've not opened these. I think I mentioned these last week. These are Sparkle Dot Essentials. So I've no clue where they've come from, online or something. But these are perfect. We've got some lovely purpley dots. That big one there. We'll go in a 3, shall we? We'll do that one under there. Oop. And then this one just there. There we go. Super duper. I think the base would be nice in a berry burst, so we can pick out the colour of the ribbon. So we've got the darker, but we've got the bubble bath. That's bubble bath ribbon. That's petunia pop, two-tone on the base, but the lighter colour kind of lends itself towards the bubble bath. And then we've got the berry burst ribbon, which has got the darker purple in it. And then these are coloured in petunia. But I think if we use the berry burst background base. And my hair is such a mess today. I've got such a Sunday hair. It's just scraped up, in desperate need of a decent wash ready for work tomorrow. But that'll be that's a tomorrow problem. Today it is scraped up. So let's do. Jill says, so pretty. Yes, a berry burst base would be stunning. Ah, Jill. There we go. We need... Where did my little flowers go that I have here? I think we need a little flower for inside as well. We might do that. Okay. Let's put that on there. Oh, I'm pleased with that. I like the I know the technique on this background was a little bit it's, you know, you may not want to go to that kind of, you could just draw around it. Maybe if you stamped in black, you could just add some, you could watercolor, so you could paint around the lines. You don't have to stamp, but stamping gets it in the right spot. So hopefully that's a bit of a fun technique for you to have a try. Check out Stampin' Up Official's Facebook and Instagram page, because I know that they've shared an artisan technique, and I'm sure it was Pamela that did the technique. She did it with some greenery leaves, and she daubed it in some ink and then did the outline. It was very effective. So let's put some, let's do this little flower, shall we? Just this little one here. Let's do that. And a little bit of green on those leaves. And then grab some white. And we will just chop that out. And just something to bring the outside of the card to the inside. A cute little flower. Because it's going to go on to white, you don't need to be too precise about that stem because it's quite a tiny little stem. We don't need to worry about cutting in to there. Let's do where's my Junior? Could do. A little bit of blending that, and blending and adding a little something inside just takes a second, but it's worth it just to, oops, that was a lot of glue. The flower's definitely going to stay in place. That's got a lot of glue on it. Whoops, let's blob that out. Let's do, oh, do you know, now I've done the, I didn't think about that. Now I've done the berry burst blending, I need to cut a little bit of white off. There. Cute. Cute, cute. We've got white inside to be able to write our message. And a little flower that just pulls in from the outside. And then there is a, like, you've got the here's to you, and I've got the happy birthday from this same set. You could also grab the black. There we go. All done. Hopefully, it gives you some ideas for some different techniques. You've got a layout that you can case. And if you do case this layout, be sure to check out the Global Design Project Challenge next week. Hint, hint. This one is called Flower Fair. And if you came in later to the video, hop back to the start and you'll see how I created these background panels by stamping and then over stamping with the black outline. And if you haven't got this berry burst added to your order, it is gorgeous ribbon, so be sure to not miss that one. Yeah, there you go. Have a lovely week, everyone. I hope to see some of you at the upcoming classes that I have. I say Easter class is closing tonight. It doesn't take place till the 21st of March, but if you'd like a kit, then the kit closes for booking tonight so that I can order the things and get them ready while before I am away. I'm away for on stage in Cologne. So next week is my in-person class. Many of you have booked on for that. But if you haven't yet, then that is also closing this evening. And next weekend is my fragrant flower class. So, or fragrant layers, I keep calling it fragrant flowers, fragrant layers class. So if you'd like some ideas and inspiration, kits are closed, but you can join online. Have a wonderful week, everyone, whatever you are up to. And thanks, Sylvia. Another fantastic card to start my week. Bless you. I will see you on Friday, Sylvia. Have a good week, everyone. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye.